I'm a fan of Tottenham Hotspur Supporters Trust, and I accept their opinion on what they want to do. But I was really surprised with this comment about playing at MK Dons. It's not great, that's for sure, because, a third ground in the same season, what a pain. But at the end of the day, this could have been an away game, so, it's not really a big deal, is it? And to be honest, a lot of Spurs fans live around Buckinghamshire, Hertfordshire, Bedfordshire. It's a big area of support. So I don't think it's going to be a massive issue for a lot of people to go there. But what I kind of pick up is more about the history and their dislike for the idea of what Milton Keynes Dons stand for. I get that, I watched in the 90s, late 90s, with all the troubles going on around Wimbledon, and, watching their dwindling supporters and all the rest of it. I remember watching one game, I can't remember who they were playing, but it was like 3 fans in the stadium. But Wimbledon have been through an awful lot of problems, they've been trying to get a new stadium for years. Sam Maman tried to blackmail the local council and stuff like that, and it didn't work. So they ended up in Selhurst Park and all the rest of it. Not a great time, really not a great time for them. Then they sold it to these guys from Iceland and or Norway or somewhere like that anyway, and it got worse. They brought in this really weird manager who I think used to wear Wellington boots on the sidelines, and it was quite comical at the time to see the demise of this club. You could see where it was going. It was going to disappear. So, unfortunately, the only option for them, it seemed at the time, was for them to relocate. The council weren't prepared to help them, and we all know the difficulties about redeveloping a new stadium. So, obviously, going to Milton Keynes was their only option. Oh, it seemed like it. I mean, there was talk of them going to Dublin and all this kind of stuff. So, I mean, it was, whatever was going to happen, Wimbledon were either going out of business and going to disappear altogether, or Milton Keynes were going to get a new club. Now, that's not great for Wimbledon fans, because obviously they're all South London area people and they wanted their club. So I think it's fantastic what those guys have achieved, creating their own team, AFC Wimbledon and all the rest of it, and how well they've done. And I think that's a great thing. But the hatred for MK Dons is more about what they stood for, the idea of relocating and having clubs that would be like franchises and stuff. But if you're absolutely honest, 15 years later, that still hasn't happened. There hasn't been an influx of clubs moving around and all the rest of it, because, ultimately they recognise their demographic of the people where they support them. So, I think it's a bit harsh of the Supporters Trust to bring this up now. It's been a long time. I mean, it's their right. It's their right to say that they're not going to go, and fair enough. That's fine. And they haven't said that Tottenham supporters shouldn't go, so I don't think it's like they're trying to tell everybody what they should do. But it is quite a controversial issue for them, and it's created a lot of bad feeling and people saying bad things about them. I don't go along with that. I think ultimately everyone's entitled to their own opinion. But MK Dons, they're a football club. I don't particularly like them. AFC Wimbledon, I'm not really interested in them, to be perfectly honest. Although I do applaud what the supporters have done and how well they've come. It's just a shame there's not a billionaire out there who wants to actually do with them what's easily been done with a small club from South London before, Chelsea. So it's an interesting scenario, but I'm just not sure why it's such a big deal for the guys at Tottenham. I don't know, but it's a long story and there's a lot to it. It's not just about a franchise club. There was a club that was going to disappear very imminently. So if I can get there, I'll be going. So Up the Spurs.